What's going on, man? It's your boy D Mo. So, of course, this video based off the title. This is my 6 month review and why I quit Coca Cola. So, I'm not gonna try to make it as personal. I'm just gonna give you the positives and the negatives in my experience. So, let's rewind. I'm gonna tell y'all the brief. If you first tuning in, of course, I started working at Coca Cola. I've been working there 5 to 6 months and I quit for a new job. And I'm gonna tell y'all the new job at the end of the video. But the sum of it, week one, you'll go to orientation. Orientation lasts for about that week, and then you're gonna do a bunch of modules, learn about Coca-Cola history and stuff like that. Week two, they'll put you with a trainer, a driver, and you'll do that for about a week or two, and then third, fourth week, you won't have your own route, but you'll be relief unless your company is desperate enough to throw you on your own route. But you'll be doing like relief, filling in for people vacations and things like that. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into the goods, the bads, and the uglies. And I wrote it on my book so we don't forget anything. So the positives about Coca Cola is you will get hours. You will get a lot of hours unless you do side load. I was a side load guy, so that was Tuesday through Friday, but it's probably going to differ from terminal to terminal, area to area. But if you're working RD, which is rapid delivery, which you're delivering to like Sefcos and things like that, Sefcos, quick trips and things like that, you will get hours. And then if you're doing what's the third one, bulk, you will get hours. The only I struggle making 40 hours just because I was side loading. It's only 4 days a week. But if you work in anything like RD and bulk, you will get hours easily. And then two, the supervisors, the lead, and the coworkers was pretty cool. Everybody was pretty friendly. And they say if a company tell you we family orientated or some shit like that, run. But everybody was pretty cool. I ain't get into it with nobody. I was just chilling. Then three, what I did like about Coca Cola, you get free products. Um, and when I say products, I'm talking about drinks. They give you other stuff too, hats, shirts. They give you a lot of that stuff. You pull up, they got a most Coca Colas probably do this. They got a because if they don't, that's crazy. But they got a for the drivers whole cooler full of not Gatorades, Powerades, waters, and things like that. And then almost every month or two, they give you back a case full of Monster. I keep on saying Pepsi product, but they give you a case full of, is it Monster? It is Monster. Monsters, certain Coca Cola products, things like that. So I did my brief time working there for about 6 months. I literally probably never purchased any type of chaser for my alcohol or Coca Cola products or Powerades and shit like that. I stopped purchasing it because I was getting a lot of it. And then for my terminal didn't really micromanage me. I'm not gonna lie. I was a relief driver slash kind of had a route, but it was definitely not no micromanaging. They give you your route the day before on your phone, load it up, your manifest, and then it's just on you to deliver it. They didn't really micromanage me and things like that. Calling where you at, they didn't do none of that stuff. They're not strict on like lunches, where you going, you can't drive too far. They're not really strict on none of that stuff. So they didn't micromanage me at all. Just cut you loose. Pretty much, you get your tractor, you get your trailer, and you cut loose and just deliver that shit, and then you good. So let's get into the negatives because of course y'all know I quit. So negative one is pay. And the negatives is gonna be a little more in detail because I want to let you guys know because these are the jobs. If you first getting your CDL, you're gonna have to get it's like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and things like that. But I do feel like other jobs like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and beer and food is kind of gonna be all similar. But this is specifically for Coca-Cola. But keep in mind, other jobs is probably gonna be similar. When you're talking about delivery of services like beverage and food and drinks and things like that. But pay, Coca-Cola started me off at $26.41. So when you look left to right, Pepsi started off at like 33, 32. US Foods started off at like 33, 32, and Coca-Cola is a not Fortune 500. My bad, y'all. My computer turned off. But Coca-Cola is is I think S&P, because I'm in stocks now. Coca-Cola is a top 500 company in probably world, yeah, definitely in the United States. But why are they paying at 26? That's very weird. Other truck driver jobs start at like 30, 31, 32, and then you might have some starting at like 28, 29. Pretty much I'm getting paid for class B. You get what I'm saying? So their pay does suck. People that's been there for years is probably making 28, 29. Um, so their pay is very much trash. And then to join in on that is the work. I'm gonna go a little bit in detail about this because the work is very terrible, and I'm not trying to discourage y'all from going to a job like this because you need a job like this to get your experience up. But for my personal opinion, that's it. Once you get your experience, dip. But back to number two is the hard work. So you wear a lot of hats at Coca-Cola. And I'm not bullshitting. You are a cashier because you gotta take all money, checks, payments. You gotta take all of that. So you're a cashier. You're a driver. You gotta drive the truck. And then three, you're a merchandiser. You gotta merchandise the shit. And then four, you're a salesman because now our program is probably a few other Coca-Colas doing it, but now they want you to um, like take a few extra cases or some shit like that. Specifically, RD take a few extra cases and try to sell them shit like that. So you a salesman, and then say for instance, a customer denies or refuses certain goods because they don't want it, they order too much. Coca-Cola kind of pressure you to like kind of throw that on somebody else. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't seen people because the reason why it's pressure in sales because it's your bonus money. You get what I'm saying? If you bringing back cases, your bonus money is not good, and you get bonus money every month, and that's based on not bringing no cases back. So that you pretty much a salesman. Um, and then four, you are a loader and unloader. Sometimes I ain't gonna say you got to load your truck, but sometimes I've seen people have to switch shit out, shit forgetting, and definitely at the end of the day, you got to unload your shit. Like you gotta, if you bringing back returns or we call them expired products and shit like that. Credits. If you bringing back that shit, you gotta unload everything. And I swear to God, I one time I brought back so many credits, I was there for about 15, 20 minutes, and then not only you got to bring back the credits, but it's expired. You got to throw them in the right bin. Like you got plastic, you you got plastic cans and different things like that. You got to rip all of them open, dump them out. So you loader unloader. So get me right. You're a cashier. You got to collect money, walk around with money. You're a driver. You're a merchandiser. You got to merchandise the shit. You're a salesman. You got to damn near make sales and shit like that. And then you a loader and unloader for $26. You get what I'm saying? And this new job I got, I'm gonna tell you why that's a problem. But of course, those jobs come with experience. So, boom, inward facing cameras. Number three is inward facing cameras, and this is gonna kind of go along with number four, which is gonna be the point system. But we're gonna go back on inward facing cameras. A lot of truck drivers, a lot of OG truck drivers tell me like, if they got an inward facing camera, I ain't doing a job. I'm not gonna work there. Um, and then number four, the point system. Coca-Cola is very strict on the point system, and the point system is getting fired or get collecting points. At my specific terminal, 20 points. 20 points. Let me make sure. My bad, we back. So we was talking about the point system. So the point system is what'll get you fired. You collect a certain amount of points based off certain behaviors or distractions. Like I said, that inward facing camera, water bottle, earbuds, certain little things. And then you got the outward facing camera, which is like California stops or something like that. Rolling stops is what some people call them. Speeding, not necessarily like speeding 15 miles over, but it's certain things that y'all will understand. But everybody gonna have a point system. But the where it gets crazy is the inward facing camera because you getting docked from points based off like drinking water or eating and some shit like that. And five, we got jobs like these, specifically Coca-Cola and probably other food service jobs. They take advantage of new drivers. So it's a difference from being a relief driver and a send out guy. And when I say this, specifically my situation, people got comfortable with pretty much saying, "Well, I want to get off early." So guess who they send off? Even though I already got my route before, because that's what legit a relief driver is. You get your same way they get in your route, day route. You get your route the day before, and you expect to complete that. But since you the new guy, they kind of send you out. Oh, Cody wanna get off at 3. Hey, have more go do it. Or RD, which is rear rapid delivery. Oh, they need help. Go send them more to do it. And long story short, so y'all don't think I'm just rap capping. My RD's side, they were struggling because they had people quitting and things like that. So unintentionally overheard my supervisor or lead talking to another guy. I was like, you know what? We're gonna split up Sefco's, Quick Trips, 7-Elevens, and that's pretty much. I think Pepsi and everybody will tell you those are the worst things to do because you have to merchandise 100% everything, and they get y'all know Quick Trips. They get hella cases. So on silo, you don't even supposed to get stuff like that. But he was like, we was gonna distribute it evenly in our department, which is silo. Guess what? Guess who had 7 or 8 Quick Trips and 7-Elevens the next day or 2 days? It was me. But I overheard him say we was supposed to distribute it evenly. But the next day I got all Sefcos and 7-Elevens and stuff like that. So that's what I'm talking about. People take advantage of you. But the biggest thing, man, is pay, hard work. The cameras ain't a big deal, but pay versus how much work you do. And then them taking kind of advantage of you. But you're kind of taking advantage of them too because unless you gonna stay there for 2 years, you're taking advantage of them by just getting that experience then dipping. So you weigh your pros and cons. But yeah, man, the new job I got, man, is right here. It's gonna be R&L carriers, and like I said, I'm gonna drop another video because I just started last week, but I'm gonna drop another video of how y'all can get on with LTL. I don't know if y'all know what LTL is, but it's less than loaded or some shit like that. Like I said, tune into my next video, but I'm gonna tell y'all a little about it. My personal opinion and other people's opinion, LTL. If you're a local truck driver, LTL is like top tier. Beer and beverages and shit is bottom tier. Somehow I skipped a couple of tier lists, but I'm gonna put y'all on in my next video how I did that. But to wrap it up with this video, based off of what I've been seeing at LTL or R&L carriers, like I said, unloading and loading, we don't touch shit. We don't touch shit. We don't like when we bring our shit back. Anything that's in the truck is not our business. We not down stacking anything at RNL, and we barely touching shit. Everything that come off the truck is like a forklift. What else? But think about it. Everything is pretty much a forklift. I'm opening my trailer doors and they coming and getting that shit off a forklift. But guess how much we start at? We starting at 33. Like I said, look at they pay. Why Coca-Cola? They pay is 27, and I'm the cashier, driver, merchandiser, salesman, loader and unloader. I'm touching every case, merchandising. I'm getting paid 26 at RNL. I kid you not. Go look up videos of LTL. You're not touching shit. And if you are, you got a pallet jack, but you ain't bringing that motherfucker in stores and shit. You dropping that shit right off and dipping. You get what I'm saying? But we getting paid 33. We're starting pay at 33. So it's a big difference, man. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm gonna be bringing some videos. If y'all got any questions about Coca-Cola, please comment down below or go watch my other videos, and I'll get back with y'all. But this next video is gonna drop because I only did orientation, some other things like 3 days. This week, this upcoming week, I'm gonna be driving a little bit, learning, pretty much doing the same thing I was not doing it at Coca-Cola, but all over again, orientation, learning how they systems go, learning how LTL works, and things like that. But without further ado, I'm gonna sum it up, man. The pay is terrible and the work is hard, man. Them summer days is brutal. And like they said, it ain't for everybody, but I do believe this is my advice to the new truck drivers, man. If you're gonna do it, don't do it for too long, man. Don't do it for too long. Get your experience and then dip, man. But yeah, that's it. Without further ado, Demo out. Let me look at my paper real quick and make sure I touched on everything. And it looked like I touched up on everything, and I didn't get fired. I put my 2-week notice in, but R&L already hired me, so it was gonna be a conflict of interest. But I'll tell y'all the real. If I got fired, I got fired. But I didn't get fired. I was just like, nah. Them summer days was brutal, man. But yeah, then again, it's Demo out. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Let me know if y'all got any questions. Hit that like and subscribe button if y'all is a true truck driver, because my journey has been pretty interesting and I just skipped the tier list. I'm all the way at LTL. But appreciate y'all for tapping in. Demo out.